Hey, what's up guys? Star Wars Outlaws was announced and I didn't care because I didn't see any gameplay. But they actually released some gameplay. Now I am interested and I do want to see what it's all about. Let's check it out.
Good boy.
I want that fighter stripped for parts by tomorrow.
On it. All right, Nix. Let's go get paid. That worked. Nix. Hit that button. Nice one. Hang on tight, little buddy.
I was just leaving. Okay, we'll figure this out.
No, my God.
Shield.
Why is this person so bad at shooting? I can't. I don't like stopping it usually, but oh my god.
Let's try this out. Dick Ferrick.
Stop her.
I think that went pretty well, right? Oh, these guys don't quit. Hang on. Hey, Andy.
You're late, Kay. Doc is waiting.
What? Are you worried?
No.
Okay.
No, but you Troy.
What?
Be careful. Donka's a broker, not a friend. She can't be trusted.
Who can out here? See you back at the ship.
Hey, he's on twice. They're investments.
Stealing illegal contraband, running with syndicates. I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to if you're smart.
Thanks, but I'm smart enough to get myself out of trouble.
You pay the tax just like everyone else.
Whoa, kid, let's just relax.
You won't make it off to Shara alive.
Maybe.
All troopers, we have reports of a fugitive in Jaunter's Hope. Move to apprehend.
That Imperial announcement wouldn't be about you, would it?
Could be.
I told you not to trust her. We need to leave.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
We good?
Nothing on the sensors.
Wow.
Yet.
No way.
ND, get us out of here.
Spooling hyperdrive.
Let's jump. We made it.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
This is an ambitious game. It's ambitious. That's putting it lightly. And for Ubisoft to be at the helm is concerning a little bit because we know they've done ambitious open world style games before. They've done Assassin's Creed. They've done Ghost Recon Wildlands. They've done a lot of games that I enjoy. Hey, I loved Far Cry 3. I love Ghost Recon Wildlands. I enjoyed the first few Assassin's Creed games, but Ubisoft does have this issue being a little too bloated where you open up the mini maps, there's just millions of the same icon. You're just overwhelmed by all the things there are to do, even though it's the same 3 missions over and over again. This screams tech demo to me in a lot of ways. I mean, it's very clearly meant to be flashy and show off, all the best of what this engine and what the game could be, right? But put into practice in the final release, anyone can make a sleek vertical slice. Anyone can do that. It's, can you make a compelling, good, high quality, polished video game that is fun all the way through for 8 hours, 10 hours? For an open world RPG like this, 20 hours, 30 hours in terms of content that you would hope to squeeze out of it, especially as the price of games is going up. This is going to be a $60, $70 game, most likely. I'd be surprised if it wasn't $70, to be honest. There's a lot of production value that's gone into this very clearly, just from a game standpoint. Let's not even talk about Star Wars for a second, just for gaming in general, for the scope that this game is really, it's very overzealous, I would say, in what it's proposing players are going to be able to do. I mean, I love getting to fly from the planet to space to orbit and everything like that. That's something that we've wanted to do all the way since Battlefront 3, which got canceled from Free Radical, that they showed off, years and years and years ago. Really cool to see. But with that level of free roam, with that level of scope, not just free roaming planets, but potentially free roaming all of space, it's hard to pull off. Starfield is about to attempt to do it. We'll probably get our hands on Starfield well before this game, and we will see what it will be like to try to do something with this level of detail, with the whole, the universe is your oyster, the galaxy is your oyster to fucking fly all around and do whatever you want, go from planet to planet. It's hard to pull off. It's easier to pull off in a vertical slice like this, where you only have to show one planet and then the next planet, or whatever. You see right here, they are choosing the destination, right? They are actually, so it does seem like you're going to be able to jump to hyperspeed and actually pick these different destinations in real time to jump into hyperspace. That is quite possible. And in this proposal here, is it cool? Is it exciting? Is it interesting? Is it groundbreaking even for a Star Wars game? Absolutely. All those things are true. Is the scope crazy? Is this crazy? Absolutely. This gives me Mass Effect vibes in a good way, in a really good way. This part where she has to make the choice to bribe or not to bribe. Like, that gives me some Mass Effect vibes in a very good way. You know, do you do the good thing? Do you do the bad thing? Do I think the whole game is going to be like that? Probably not, but there will be moments like that, and that is cool. Classic trilogy Mass Effect, you know, this is stuff that I wished I could do in Mass Effect. So to be able to do it in Star Wars, which is another universe that I'm a very big fan of, is really, really exciting. It's just a matter of, can all of this be pulled off in the final version of the game, in a fully fleshed out, full-length video game, in a convincing way, in a high-quality way? That is to be determined. And like I said, if it's Ubisoft that's at the helm, they've had a track record of some lack of polish. Assassin's Creed Unity is a hard thing to come back from. They have proven to be a developer that is at least capable of pushing out, rushing out games before they are ready, well before they are finished, and hopefully they will not do this with this project. I hope that this high value license, the stakes of all of this, to prove themselves in this space once again, to prove that they can do open world in a fun way again, I would hope that they do good on that. I would hope that they take the time to do that properly. What concerns me is this 2024 release window. Look, dude, even if they have from now, which we're in the summer of 2023, all the way to, let's say, winter 2024, let's say Q4 for the holiday season 2024, which is what I would assume that's when this is probably going to come out. I still don't know if that's enough time. I still don't know if that's going to be enough, because this is the scope of this game is massive. It's absolutely massive. I really hope they do well on this. By the way, massive, I keep saying massive, literally massive, is making it, but I've never heard of these guys. They might have rebranded, I don't know. I've never heard of this studio. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. You know, it could go either way. I'm just saying, 2024, even if it's Q4 2024, I think that's still cutting it a little close, in my opinion. I think we could expect a delay here. Look, they're going for the whole Star Wars Jedi Survivor vibe. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, just released with performance issues, with a lot of launch issues, you know, lack of polish here and there. Okay, my friend quit playing the game because his save got wiped due to a bug, game-ruining bugs. And I encountered my fair share of bugs as well. You can go check out our review of the game if you're interested in that, but it looks really cool. Oh, Commando Droid from the Clone Wars as your buddy? That's sick. You know, as a Star Wars fan, some of this is really cool to see. And as someone who's into this style of game, really cool to see. Like, big Mass Effect fan, massive Mass Effect fan. No pun intended. And so, is all that exciting? Absolutely. But it's just ambitious. It's ambitious as all hell, man. For real, for real. So I'm concerned about that. Even Ghost Recon Wildlands, like, there's a lot of places, you know, on the maps and stuff where it's just like endless open world, but what's really in the world? What's there to do really in most of the world? It's like barren, it's hills, it's grass, it's mountains. How much of it is actually places you're gonna go and experience and have fun in and do stuff in? Probably not a lot. And that could be the way that they get around the whole, like, well, look how big all the stuff is. And it's like, well, but only this much of it is actually a playable space that you're really going to spend time in. Is it going to reward exploration like Assassin's Creed games do and like Star Wars Jedi Survivor does? Is there going to be ample customization of this character that, once again, we're like not given control over? I get that Cal Kestis is like a character that needs to have its own personality to drive the story forward, to be like interesting, to make you feel like you're playing a Star Wars movie, which is cool in its own right. But after Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, I really want a new Star Wars game to like give us agency completely over our character. We saw how great it was in Jedi Survivor to have a stake in that customization and everything like that, and get to control what Cal Kestis really looks like, from his facial hair, his hairstyle, his clothes, everything about it. And everybody loved that. Unanimously, everyone loved that, and it's a huge deal, and it was really cool, and it made you feel way more connected to your character. And look, even if they let us change Kay's jacket and her hair and stuff like that, I just want more custom. I want to be able to create a character. I want to be able to have my Commander Shepard. Mass Effect did it perfectly, regardless of gender. Each character feels unique. They're still Shepard. They still fit into that paradigm that's necessary to drive the story forward in the ways that it needs. And there's those guardrails put up for the story for the character. But as far as what they look like, and what they do and what they wear, all these different things, like wildly customizable, and it made you feel more connected to your character. And Mass Effect didn't even have the most robust character creation. Like I think it could be, I think we could have even more robust customization, and that's what I want, man. Especially for a game like this, it's gonna probably be like a third-person shooter. You're playing like a smuggler type. You don't have the lightsaber combat. You don't have like the flashy, crazy shit to lean on here, and so without some of that stuff, it's like you kind of need everything you can get to make it a more interesting experience. And is running around with a blaster, essentially doing Star Wars Ghost Recon or Star Wars Far Cry in third person, or whatever, however you want to slice it, is that going to be enough to make it interesting, to just reskin it kind of? And don't get me wrong, this doesn't feel like a reskin of Wildlands or Breakpoint or anything like that, but I can see the Ubisoft DNA. I can see it, you know, underneath. Ubisoft really needs to deliver in subverting people's expectations that they're capable of making an open world feel alive and cool and interesting and detailed and polished, because they've had issues with that as of late. With Star Wars, they really got to nail it to sell the whole effect. They're clearly following a blueprint that worked, right? Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, it was a blueprint. It was a way of doing it that worked. Finally, they found a lot of widespread success with it, so they're definitely applying some of those tenets and that blueprint to this game. You can tell, you got the companion character and the leading young, you know, whatever, and you're gonna change their jacket and you know, they're on the run. It's taking place in the classic trilogy era, you know, the Empire, Civil War era. As a Star Wars fan, do I want to play in this era still? Not really, but like Disney really fucking hates the Clone Wars for some reason most of the time. They don't want to go to that era. They don't want to make games from then. I wish this would take place in the Clone Wars. That'd be super sick. But you know, we obviously have some nods to the Clone Wars, like the Commando Droid Companion and stuff like that. The wanted system is really cool. You can tell there's going to be like a Grand Theft Auto kind of wanted system. It's a really interesting touch where you're going to get pursued by the Empire if you get on their radar and do bad shit. This is all like really cool stuff on paper. This vertical slice is it is impressive. I'm usually not somebody who even thinks that vertical slices are anything to write home about, but this is really interesting, and this does get me a little excited, although I have to really taper my excitement because it's usually met with extreme disappointment on launch, because, you know, anyone, like I said, can make these demos and show off their cool tech and show off their cool ideas and their vertical slice, fleshing it all out in full later to make a complete game. Like, that takes a lot more work and effort, resources, and sometimes it just doesn't all come together when it needs to. I hope that doesn't happen to this game. Star Wars Outlaws, interesting. I really wish we could control our character more. I'm not saying it just because she's a woman. All right, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm tired of it. We just had it with Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, and then Jedi Survivor. It's cool. It's all right. It's whatever. They amped up the customization there. But I was really ready for, when I heard like Star Wars open world RPG, I'm like, oh, sick. We're going to be able to be whoever we want. And yet again, we have to be like a fucking human going around doing whatever. Like, it's just boring. Like, I want to do something else. I want some Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy customization, bro. Oh man, come on. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Star Wars Jedi Outlaw in the comments down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. See ya.